If you don't put it all on the line, if you don't double down, if you don't bet on you, when the odds are whether they're in your favor or not in your favor, you will always lose. Betting on yourself comes with a lot of responsibility, obligation, and duty, but at the same time, you have to understand what your why is and why you're doing what you're doing. When you understand that the things that you're doing, the habits that you have, the way you think, the way you walk, the way you talk, the way you act, is untraditional from the common person, and you basically stand out like an anomaly. You start to realize you have to do what's best for you, and what's best for you is separating yourself, continuing to do the things that make you happy, no matter what it is, and just understanding why you do what you do on a daily basis. What is this helping me do? Where is this getting me? Where is this getting me? Where is this getting me to go? How am I able to conduct myself on a daily basis? What are some things that I need to improve upon? Understanding what your weak points are, really just being able to sit with yourself and figure out what it is you generally want and doubling down and betting it all on the line, putting it all on the line and betting on you. Do you think the greats like Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan, LeBron James, Stephen Curry, do you think that they bet on themselves? Do you think that they had unwavering belief in themselves? Absolutely. Their habits, their thoughts, their beliefs, the way they thought was just untraditional from the norm. That's why they had exceptional careers and they are deemed as high status, quote unquote, goats of the game because they did a lot of things that were very untraditional. And being ordinary really doesn't get you anywhere, and being extraordinary gets you everywhere. And when you have this frame of mind and have this concept, it's not like you have to completely change who you are, but you need to understand who it is that you need to become in order to achieve your goals. And obviously, that takes time, but you can do it within a day, a week, a month. It just really depends on how soon you want to have it. If you think it's going to take you 2 years to do, it's going to take you 2 years. If you think you can do it in 1 year, it'll take 1 year. But I say that to say is that the power is all within you, and you have to realize how to channel that energy and channel those moments into who you want to become and where you want to go. And a lot of times people drift, they don't have the right circle of influence, they tend to do what other people are doing because it's a societal norm or it's just common and it's regular and it's familiar. But if you are on a path that is if you're on a path that's not really something that's common, or even if it is common, just understand what it is that you can make yourself stand out, whether it's the way you walk, the way you carry yourself. There's something that you know that they don't. You have a certain skill set, you have certain habits, you have a certain belief structure that's able to get you productive outcomes. Realize that and use that to your advantage. A lot of people are just regular. They think regularly, they complain about everything. They really don't live a life of abundance. They live in scarcity, they live in lack, they live in scarcity, and they live in fear. And all these energies and frequencies channel out. And you can tell the people that are scared of doing anything and everything, and the people that are confident, assertive, and dominant. And those are the people that run the world. Look at Donald Trump, for example. The motherfucker is the most hated person in the world, but he has a cult like following. And there are people that will literally die for that man's name. I'm just using Donald Trump as an example, but I say that to say is like when you have that certain personality, those certain characteristics about yourself, people tend to gravitate towards it because it's something that they lack, or something that they wish they could have, or something they could cultivate within themselves. And when you have people that are like that within the society, they become admirable. And when you have people that are admirable, you have people that look up to them, and people that look up to people either a put them on a pedestal or want to emulate them. And when people want to emulate them, they want to get a certain outcome that that person has in their day-to-day life. And that's how you get a cult like following, when you have a untraditional set of beliefs that has been able to produce a certain outcome for your life that has worked for you, and other people want to mimic it. But there's also things that people may not necessarily agree on, and it may trigger them, which also garners people's attention. So understand there is ups and downs, and there's things that come with it, but just understand what you're doing it for and why you're doing it. And you will tend to realize that, you know, over the course of time, you'll be proud of yourself and what you've been able to accomplish in such a short amount of time, and why you're doing what you're doing, And you have a lot more clarity once you get within that circle of influence, those environments that are going to push you to where you want to go. And once you have so much clarity around that, everything else just kind of starts to dissipate. All the people that don't add value, you won't even see them. All you'll be starting to attract is people that are either at your frequency or above your frequency, or people that are kind of on their way to the come up too, and you'll be able to meet these people along the ways. And you'll start to realize that it all started with you to begin with. And I can speak on my experience too. Like, there was a point in time where I went in solitude, and I just disassociated myself with who I was in that current moment and started emulating and walking and talking and acting like the person that I wanted to become to get to that certain level. And it got to a point where I looked up and everything around me started changing. My friends started changing. The amount of money I made started changing. The opportunities that came around me started changing. And once I started to realize that, I really started to understand how much I was genuinely capable of, and I had everything within me already. And I didn't live so much, I didn't focus so much on the external world. I focused more on the internal world of the things that I wanted and desired in the 3D world or external world. I already cultivated that internally. So if there was a car opportunity, the amount of money, I already embodied that person that already has it, so that it came familiar. And familiarity is what is necessary for you to align the mind with where you want to go. The reason why people are scared of making a certain amount of money, or they're scared to take that leap of faith, is because they're so familiar with being complacent and comfortable that anything outside of that endeavor is nervous, is nerve-wracking, it's scary. And that's because the mind does what's familiar. If there's anything that's unfamiliar to you, it feels strange, right? Whether it's you going to a nice restaurant or you going to an environment where there's a bunch of rich people, you have to understand that you have to constantly remind yourself, like, I'm supposed to be here. These are just regular people. And once you take people off a pedestal and you really realize that they're a human being just like you, they shit and piss just like you, and the only difference between you and them is the mindset and how they carry themselves, you'll realize how easy this shit is, and that you can have everything that you could possibly want in this world. That's it for today's video. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next.